British judge ordered the Mail on Sunday to publish a front-page statement highlighting Meghan Markle's recent legal victory against the tabloid. The Duchess of Sussex sued the paper for violating her privacy after it published parts of a private letter she wrote to her estranged father. The judge said the headline must be as large as the one in the original articles, and he also ruled the statement must be posted on its website and left up for a week. Millions are expected to tune in this weekend to hear what Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have to say about the royal family in their first candid interview since moving to the United States. Today, I talked with an American woman who married into British aristocracy about what it's like to be part of the royal family, how she relates to Meghan Markle, and the perception of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex across the pond. Like Meghan Markle, you're an American who married into the royal family. Tell me what it's like. I mean, it's kind of a fairy tale imagination for many of us, but you're actually living it. Tell us what it's like.
Yeah, do you know, and before we went on the segment, you were like, oh, beautiful room. I mean, this is, this is the house that I also married into as well. So a 500-year-old home. So it's lovely, but it is rather cold. So it's very, very cold. There's not very good heating here, but it's a beautiful building. But, like Meghan, I'm an American who came over, met my husband, who's a part of the British aristocracy, the Earl of Sandwich, I think very obviously quite well known because one of his ancestors did invent the present day sandwich. But of course, like Meghan, married into it and probably came into it like Meghan very naively, thinking it was all sort of fairy tale and tiaras and all of that wonderful stuff that we read about. But the reality is that times have moved on, and it's very, very different than I think what we as Americans sort of perceive as this sort of royal fantasy. And I think that's exactly what Meghan has experienced in the past and is now coming out and about to say something soon, as we all know, with the big interview coming up.
So what is it like to be under that pressure and under that microscope and scrutiny?
I think it's, especially for Meghan, much more than me. And of course, marrying into the British aristocracy, you're still representing, the name of the family that you married into. The Earl of Sandwich is a very, very well-known name, not just because of the sandwich snack, but over in Britain, it's a very well-known name. The Montague family is very well-known because of what they did very much with kings of the past, in particular King Charles II, bringing him back from exile. So, but I think as well for Meghan, marrying into obviously the most, well-known family in the entire world, the royal family, there's a lot of ritual, there's a lot of protocol, and there's a lot of tradition. And I even had to get used to that tradition as well. But I think for Meghan, much more than me, is obviously her ability to come into the royal family and then, in a sense, I think, be told that, right, you can't really have an opinion anymore. You need to close down all of your social media accounts. You really are representing the royal family now, and therefore you have to give up her career, which she did. But in a sense, you become part of the royal family, and that becomes your identity, and you have to let go of the other identity that you grew up with your whole life, being, in her sense, or in her, in her shoes, being Meghan Markle, this very, very dynamic, self-sufficient, feminist, worked very hard to get to where she got to with Suits, and then to basically say, right, I'm going to get rid of that and put that aside and never look at that again because I've married into this family. But now we've seen that there have been a lot of cracks that happened over the past several years, and she's now looking to reclaim the life that she gave up.
What do you make of this sit down with Oprah, especially given the timing of it and given Prince Philip's illness?
Yeah, listen, I'm in the UK right now. I mean, I've lived here now for over 20 years. So, the feeling over here might be a little bit different than it is over in the US. The feeling over here right now is that it's somewhat inappropriate to be having this interview now, especially with Prince Philip in the hospital. He just underwent heart surgery the other day. So the reports over here probably a little bit different than maybe they are in the States, but it's being very much frowned upon over here. But also because in the UK, of course, the royal family is, for the most part, very, very much loved.
And what about their divorce from the royal family and their move to the U.S. in general? How is that perceived?
You know, I think it's been, to be honest, I think people were absolutely heartbroken that Harry moved away. You know, he was always kind of, you know, the unspoken favorite royal. And of course, he's one of the sons of Princess Diana. And, you know, as Americans, we love Princess Diana, but the whole world loved Princess Diana. And so for him to move away, and it's been, you know, a lot has been compared between Meghan and Harry's distant ancestor, King, well, he was king for a year, King Edward, who abdicated the crown because he wanted to marry a divorced American named Wallis Simpson. So I think a lot of people are still tainted by that. You can hear the time right now. There's many clocks around here. So I think, you know, the American Wallis Simpson kind of tainted the likability, if you like, of Americans within the royal family. And I think everybody was expecting Meghan came in, Harry found his love. They were really happy. It all started out very, very well. And then for, you know, well, we can see it's turned very sour. So it's almost like we're reliving history, what happened 100 years ago of King Edward abdicating to marry Wallis Simpson. We now see Harry moving across the pond to be with his wife. So over here, there's a real sense of sadness. But I think with the interview coming up, I think there's also a real sense of bewilderment as to why are they doing this. And I mean, it's to be seen.